What's up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you live-ish, depending on when you watch this. What's up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you with another sales letter breakdown. Today we're going to go over an Evaldo promo called the 42-day retirement plan. And I'm actually going to I'm going to check something really quick. And just called the 40. I want to make sure this isn't appearing on my YouTube channel. It should be unlisted. Give me 1 second. And then I'm going to do another intro. Yeah, okay, cool. It's not on the YouTube channel, which is perfect. All right, and what's up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you with another sales letter breakdown. I've been getting a lot of requests for an Evaldo promo. Now, technically, we've already done an Evaldo promo because he was the copy chief on the 25-cent trader, but the 25-cent trader is inside the Copy Squad library. But I think folks want to get one that was just straight up Evaldo and no juniors or anything like that. So I'm going to do a promo breakdown of a sales letter that I don't think many people know about called the 42-day retirement plan. And that's a straight up Evaldo promo, I guess is all I'm trying to say. I've got comments already. Justin says, sup. Sup, Justin? I don't need to type back, do I? Because it's okay, cool. For a moment, I had people, and then I didn't. So I also hope that there's no problem with the feed. So I'm going to check that one time really quick. And then we're going to get going. I'm already almost out of Diet Coke, which is just, that's like bad. Go to lives. We're live now. It's unlisted. Live viewers says 1. Let's check this. I actually don't know how to view it. Maybe I can post the link in here. 1 second here. Sorry about the wait and stuff. 2 watching now. Looks like it's working. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and start sharing screen and stuff. So do this. My screen, add to stream. Yeah. My intro so far has sucked. We'll work on it. That's what's great about having a video editor. All right, cool. So what we've got here is the 42-day retirement plan. This is one of the headlines. There's a couple different leads for this. And the 42-day retirement plan is based on earnings season for public companies. So essentially, public companies must release certain information for public investors every quarter. And this is called earnings season. When a bunch of companies release this information at the same time, you see big pops in the stock prices or stock values. And what you can do is with options is leverage that for like tripling the returns on those pops. So that's what the foundation of this promo and product is. So the 42-day retirement window is actually earnings season. So that's kind of like the gimmick there. I usually don't tell you that and at the beginning so that we can kind of like kind of discover it and figure it out as we read along. But maybe it'll help make sense of what we're reading so you can kind of see behind the curtain as we go already. So what's cool about this is an older one. So something that I've pointed out and noticed is we don't see a lot. The deeper we go into more recent promos, especially big successful system promos as of late, we don't see the 4 U's heavily at play, especially in backends. But with this one, it's an older one. This might have been out before I was even at Agora Financial. So I bet there's a date at the sign off. So let's kind of scroll down and just see how old this is. July 2018. I came on October 2017. 2018 was a year, and then I started this channel. October 2019 is 2 years. Okay, yeah. So this is actually after I started at Agora. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the top. Something else I want to point out, the beats of the sales letter. So something that we're going to do that's a little different this time around. This is my first time looking at this, like just sitting down and breaking this sales letter down in the way that I am doing it nowadays. So I'm going to, you might get a fuller picture of how I break down a sales letter for writing my own promotions. What I'm going to be looking for is the development of the beats of the sales letter. And the reason for that is something you might have seen before. These little index cards. I want to get to a point because I'm about to start working on my next project, which will be an earnings season promo, which is why we're going to look over this. Because selfishly, I want to see how Big E did it at Agora. So what I want to do is try to map out the beats of the sales letter here so that I can develop my own promo in a similar fashion. But I'm also hoping that it is congruent with the way I've already kind of structured things in my brain, where you've kind of got your lead, you got your catalyst, your mechanism, and then your offer. That's kind of the structure I see in my brain and the way I want to do things. So, hopefully this jibes with that so that I can not have to kind of come up and reinvent the wheel every time I sit down to write a promo. I'm hoping that this proves I've got a sort of tried and true storytelling formula where I can do this for pretty much any promo and have success. So for me, at a selfish and personal level, and for you, once you see me map this out, hopefully it just fits. What we're looking for is approximately, let's say if we're gonna have 4 sections, and we wanna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 6. So 4 sections, and we want to allow up to 6, maybe 7 beats in each section. So it'd be 28 beats. I think we want to get it. Like that is going to be it, guys. Like you are witnessing. So when I figured out new, easy, safe, and big, people were watching me come up with that. Here and now, you're going to witness me sort of isolate what I'm hoping will be no more than 28 beats to a sales letter. We're going to isolate that here. So this is going to be a little bit different. Get these 28 beats down and you'll have a fucking money-making formula. Like that's why I want to do it so badly. Like that's the potential here is like you can fucking create millions on command. Like that gets like the hair on the back of my neck stands up when I think about it. Like if you can do that, if you can figure out a formula, which is what I'm hoping to do here, I'm hoping to be like Dr. Frankenstein here and create some sort of fucking money-making monster. That shit gets me so fucking hype right now. So we're going to try to do that. So this will be like our, this is essentially the next book I'm going to write. And if I see you write this book before me, I'll be like very unhappy with you. So please don't steal this information and write your own book. All right. Here we go. We're going to start with the 4 U's. Also, for anyone watching now, if there is any quality issue, if you can't read the text on the screen, if my audio messes up, if anything like that happens, please say something in the comments. I've lost like hours and hours of footage because there'd be like 8 people watching and not one person would be like, dude, your mic isn't even on. Like, don't do that. All right. It's not urgency. Okay. All right, so let's start with the headline. Let's see. Sup, Justin? Sup, DW? Thanks, man. Sup, Venu? Thank you. I hope it doesn't disappoint. All right, so here we go. Diving all up in this thing now. Your chance to act on this incredible opportunity ends July 12. So we already know right out of the gate, boom, urgency. And I mentioned this before. I mentioned it yesterday on my YouTube channel that the eyebrow copy should have a function. It shouldn't just be like some random stuff. It should have urgency or credibility or a big promise embedded in there. This one is obviously using urgency. So right away, we can check that off. No problem. Chicago trading legend puts $1.2 million on the line. Okay, so what we have here is a bit of specificity and uniqueness, but is it useful yet? Let's find out. I guarantee my strategy will outperform your money manager. You will see how to double your money at least 20 times. If not, I'll work for free. So there's the useful factor, right? It literally says you will see how to double your money 20 times or I'll work for free. Okay, so ultra specific, yes. Okay, I'll say ultra specific in that we have a specific date, 1.2 million, double your money 20 times. So we've got a lot of specificity here. Now, another thing we want to go back to, the make piece area here. Does it grab eyeballs? I'll say, yeah. You know, this dude's putting $1 million on the line, and it's kind of like, why is he doing that? What's up with that? So we're going to look at Chicago trading legend. Notice we've got cred already built into the headline. And then we've got Chicago Board of Exchange veteran. If you don't know what that is, CBOE. So you got cred here. So we've got the eyeballs, the cred, okay, built in. Let's kind of see how he expands into the copy. Hi, I'm Alan Nuckman. That's what he sounds like if you've ever seen one of his videos. Hi, I'm Alan Nuckman. And right now I have an urgent message for all Americans. In 2017, my published research posted an average return of 67.05%. Now, one of the things that we're going to do, this is definitely a safe and predictable thing, but it's also part of the whole thing of, let's see here, establishing that credibility right away, which is something you got to do early on, especially for these big expensive backends. And this is a tried and true thing that I've done before. I have a very important announcement. We've seen this in a bunch of different promos where that's like almost like the pattern interrupt in itself. So on that note, let's see. We're going to pull up this guy. All right, the beats of the sales letter. So Act 1, right? The lead. Did you guys know that lead is actually a journal term, a journalism term, spelled LEDE? I did not know that. Boom. Pattern interrupt. So boom. Now, Copy Squad, when you start writing your thing and you submit it for review, you have your first thing. Is there a pattern interrupt? It doesn't have to be the most intriguing or like it doesn't have to blow minds, but look at this pattern interrupt. Right now, I have an urgent message for all Americans and something we can look at. I think the V3 trader that we did recently has something like this to start. That's the order form. Stupid. Hold on. All right. I think Mike Ward opens all of his promos like this. Yeah, here it is. It's almost every single promo for Money Map opens with this line. I'm Mike Ward. Hold on, shit. God. Almost every promo with Money Map opens like this. I'm Mike Ward, founder of Money Morning. I'm here today for a very important announcement. All right, so we don't ever point this out as a beat of a sales letter, but it does function as a very low key pattern interrupt. Like, oh, what's so important? It just anything. Like you got to try. Okay, like I would rather have a poor pattern interrupt than no pattern interrupt from you. Okay, so there's beat number one, pattern interrupt. All right, and the next thing he does is he establishes that cred, outperforming some of the very best hedge fund managers in the world. Our internal audit showed that I beat funds managed by Jim Simmons, whose hedge fund has been called the best physics and mathematics department in the world. Ray Dalio, the man who predicted the global financial crisis of 2008 and is currently worth 17 billion. I even beat George Soros, the hedge fund manager who famously broke the Bank of England by shorting the English pound. Now, in full disclosure, I don't manage money and I don't charge any performance fees. That's because the 2 and 20 rule is an absolute ripoff, and those who read my research have the tools to make much more money. Just like Kent M., who wrote in to say, I'm up more than 400K thanks to you, Alan. The ethical, consistent, and prudent due diligence are more than appreciated. Anyone who was smart enough to invest in each of my picks could have crushed the very best hedge funds in the world. What I really liked about this copy is I was having absolute difficulty trying to stop and call this a good stopping point. That's good copy. It's like I was like, oh my god, I need to find a good stopping point. So this is a relead. I know this is. I know that this is not how the original promo went. Actually, I think I have a copy of the original promo. Give me 1 second to look. Be my boy. Where's he at? There he is. Okay. 42-day retirement plan. Oh yeah. All right. Let's can I rotate this? I can open it with Google Docs. Let me show you the original lead really quick. Any minute now. Or maybe I can just download this because I want to have this anyway. Part of me wonders if we should use this version here. Okay, so paste. Here we go. All right. So my name's Alan. Starting October 2nd, we entered an incredible window. Most profitable window in stock market history. Gains, gains, gains. All from predictable moves in the market. Then urgency. Then he introduces the mechanism. Okay. Most people don't know about it. The retirement window has been more lucrative than ever. Okay, so let's see where the lead connects. So it's going to be different because the retirement window for the original promo was in November. This is for earnings season, so different earnings seasons. This is a different lead, different month, different examples. Okay. You're also getting a different look at how I break down promos because, like I said, I'm not just breaking down the copy here. I'm also looking at the beats. So sometimes whenever I bring a promo to the copy squad, I've already read it like 3 times, and then I'm still breaking it down. Okay, so one of the things I think is an early beat. Now, the lead is like you have to accomplish like 6 things like in the first 3 sentences. And let's actually do this too. Trigger bullshit. Okay, so I think what's really important is controlling the objections and the narrative of how they ask questions and what they're thinking. And I think the way you do that is you purposefully trigger the bullshit reaction. So you, and then you demonstrate because you want to say something just far enough outside the realm of possibility that they say, I can't possibly believe that, but then you demonstrate it. And you usually do that in 3s. And it's sort of proof. And I've found that some of my promos, I do this with authority proof, where like it's kind of a lazy way of throwing like 3 quotes. But I think let's see, here's your big thing. You say something to trigger bullshit. All right. Average return is 67%, outperforming the best hedge fund managers in the world. Here's your bullshit trigger. Internal audit says I beat 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if this is 1, the pattern interrupt, 2, trigger BS reaction. But then you prove it. I don't like the word prove because I don't like it feeling like claim and proof. I want it to be something a little bit different inside the lead. Because the point is, we're not just making a claim. We're triggering BS. We're not just making a general claim that might be an objection. We're purposefully trying to trigger a big promise sort of reaction. So we're going to go with... and I think another thing that you want to do... Okay. Let's not just say demonstrate. What we're trying to demonstrate is the result that they want. Pattern interrupt. So how you triggered the BS reaction is usually a big promise. And when you demonstrate, what you want to demonstrate is the big result that they want. This is why it's different from objection, claim, proof, benefit. Because we're not just proving our claim. We're actually now focused entirely on that result that we're going to promise. Then it's like, oh, well, you were able to demonstrate this result, but, and then they say, but, and they have all these objections and stuff. So again, it's going to be a bit different in Act 1. What do I have next on my little... I think something else you have to kind of do, and this is going to be a floater. I think the introduction of a catalyst grounds it in reality. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Now, in full disclosure, I don't manage money and I don't charge any performance fees. 2 in 20 rules rip off. Those who read my research have the tools to make much more money. So this is actually just a 4th demonstration of the result, the big result of making money, outperforming the markets. This is BS claim. Anyone who is smart enough to invest in each of my picks could have crushed the very best hedge funds in the world, bringing it full circle. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag. These men have very impressive track records, and they are some of the best money managers in the world. But I was able to outperform their returns for one simple reason, a reason that any able-bodied American can take advantage of. Okay, so this is we're hinting at a catalyst or mechanism, right? A reason that you could have used to turn $1,000 into $338,000 retirement fortune. Okay, so it's we're establishing a couple things here. This reason You can tell by these specific numbers that this is our big promise, 338,000. So please take out a pen and paper and write down this date, Thursday, July 12th. Every single year during a very specific time frame starting in July, regular Americans have the chance to turn a small sum into 338,000 in less than a month. Using an extremely profitable rare trading window in the stock market. Just take a look at what happened last July. So I think what we have here is sort of our catalyst. Okay, so we've grounded this in reality, right? Now we have to demonstrate the catalyst is real. I think that's how we're going to label this. So kind of right on cue. I didn't know when it would come, but all right. Now we don't want more than, what was it, 7 beats per act. So we should be wrapping up the lead. Take a look at what happened last July. All right, so this is demonstrating the catalyst. The gains you see are real. If you'll allow me, I'd like to share the secret behind this massive windfall with you right now. And I'll share a specific stock ticker with you in a moment. We're going to bust out the pink for this. So we're hinting at today's opportunity, which is an offer tease. So how you can get started. That reminds me. There's a certain sort of driver to each section. And section number 1 is sort of like make me care. Here's how I see it. Section 1 is make me care. Section 2 is how is this possible? Section 3 is how does it work? And section 4 is how can I get started? I feel like this is the flow of a cohesive and coherent sales argument. So these aren't sections. These are, yeah, because this is Act 1, Act 2, and 2 is broken into 2 parts, and then this is Act 3. And I got that idea from Save the Cat, which is a screenwriting book. Okay, so Act 1, lead, make me care. You see, there's a rare trading window that's helped me outperform the best hedge fund managers in the world. Again, he doesn't say I'm smart. The window is the mechanism. This is the mechanism on the catalyst. I think. It's a blurred line. Mechanism delivers the result. The catalyst makes it possible. So it's like the window could be both. We'll leave it as purple. Put simply, there's a rare period of predictable moves that sends stocks exploding higher every single July. And there are hundreds of opportunities during this window. They come every single year like clockwork. All right. Rare trading windows help me outperform the best hedge fund. All right. Again, just for the sake of new, easy, safe, and big, you can see he actually uses the word predictable. Every single July, predictable. It's a big opportunity. Clockwork. Predictable. All thanks to a little known SEC regulation that forces certain stocks to skyrocket in July. There it is. There it is. Okay. So this is the catalyst. And we were able to tell it was the catalyst because we're looking for this all thanks language. It's all thanks to this little thing that you don't know about. Most people don't know this, but there's a little known SEC regulation. That's catalyst language. I'll explain more in just a moment. So demonstrate result. What he did here is first he introduced a mechanism that achieves this result. And these are not in order. These are just the things that must occur. I don't know why I have them labeled. I don't need to probably number them. It doesn't achieve, it delivers. We got 2 more spots left. See what comes next. I'll explain more in just a moment, but for now, just know this window is predictable as night and day. He can make these claims because earnings seasons is predictable. It comes every year, 4 times a year. And so powerful that just by getting in front of a couple of the best winners, you could easily turn, right, 1,000 into 338,000 in a month's time. Okay. This window mechanism now bring this here. Right, and in the bigger picture, the mechanism delivers the result. Okay, so that's how we know what the mechanism is and which the catalyst is. Catalyst opens the door, the window delivers the money. Just check out the returns from last July compared to the overall market. Okay, so he makes that claim again and then he backs it up again. That's a lot. 2 columns. My first instinct was, would it have been more impactful to have 1 column that just kind of runs forever? But I think actually at some point you just kind of get bored. Like, oh my God, there's too many. Isn't that amazing? While you could have made 1 to 3% in all the other months from the stock market during the last July, you could have seen total returns of 33,000%. Just to put that in perspective. Not sure how I want to label this, but let's just mark it for now. Let's just note it. That he does say it's better than and again, this is it's better than the status quo, but also inherently is only this method. Okay, so let's get a bigger picture look at what we're at. Do I have too much going right now? Just couldn't tell my computer is freaking out. It's getting really slow. Yep, it's 10,000 degrees hot. All right, Venu says, the screen became blurry for me. I can't read the text. Not sure if it's just me. I believe you because the screen is actually freezing up and it's really hot. So I'm going to start deleting or closing out some programs here and see if I can speed it up. Thanks for letting me know, though. Close this too. Okay, so yeah, it's like hot to the touch, like it literally burns my hand. This is probably like one of my biggest, like in terms of things in the world that make me angry. This is a top 3. How hot this computer gets. And it's like the entire base of it is solid. There's like no ventilation, so it doesn't really give me much options. I don't want to break it because it's overpriced piece of junk. What if I set it up like this? Okay. All right. Thanks for letting me know, Venu. A desktop with a, I don't understand what Wacom is. Is it Wacom Cintiq? Yeah, I don't know what this means. But is it still blurry right now? Because I will sit here until this thing straightens out. Because technically, time doesn't exist in the edited version, right? You won't even notice this pause when it goes in the library. Still blurry, still blurry. It's definitely cooling down since I opened it up and like held it upside down over the fan. Yeah, I bought a fan for this too. It's a screen that you can draw on. I want to look it up, but then I'm scared it'll make my computer literally melt. And I know that turning it upside down like I have right now in a TP style is actually bad on the hinges of this thing. I don't know if you've ever seen a Surface Book 2, but they don't fold back like they should. Wacom, Japanese company, tablets for, I gotta buy another damn thing. That's why I bought this supercomputer. It's like the top computer in the world. All right, guys, is it blurry? Is it not blurry? It's much cooler. It's not actually hurting my hand. I wonder also if I should just be screen recording. Well, I can't this time because I'm not using OBS anymore. So anyway, just to put that in perspective, it says next, okay? Just to put that into perspective, had you invested $500 in all the other months, you'd be up $589. But had you invested the same $500 in this secret trading window, you would have made a retirement fortune of $180,000. Jesus, $180,000, 295. Now I'm kind of wondering if it's the internet connection that makes it so blurry. All right. Are we blurry? Are we not blurry? Can I resume? Venu's asking, can you give us a link to the promo so we can follow along? Technically, no. I don't, because this promo is not open. This promo is only available in July. I can give you the PDF if I could get this fucking screen to work. I could just move. I'm glad you told me though. Like, I'd rather sit here than put out a piece of crap video. I'm gonna go to my channel really quick and see if I can have a look at it and see what it looks like. Live. What's going on with this piece of junk? It looks legible on my screen. I can read that. All right, we're gonna continue now. Here we go. I wonder if there's a way I can give you the PDF right now. There really isn't right now though. Okay. All right, Venu says he refreshed his screen and it is better. So I'm gonna go ahead and review what we were doing and kind of cruising along here. Okay, so what we just did is he demonstrated the result that this thing is the best thing since sliced bread, and then he's kind of putting it into perspective that in all the other months of the trading year, you could have made 1 to 3%, but during July, you could have seen 33,000% in a single month. Okay, modest investment turned 5,000 into a millionaire, 1.8 million in a single month. Of course, that'd be an exceptional situation. You'd be pretty lucky to catch all these moves. So that's just legal. Okay, you don't necessarily have to put that in your copy, but and while it's not likely, it is totally possible. This is all legal. Starts again just a few days from now because the special trading window is opening on July 12th. Okay. Trading window, your mechanism is opening on July 12th. Now, of course, you can't simply close your eyes and buy shares of any company. There are 9,000 plus publicly traded companies, and I estimate only 5.56% of those could experience a spike in a price like this. But don't worry. Okay, so what's the purpose of this copy? Purpose of this copy is to establish that a little bit of only here, in that you don't want someone to just hop off the page and say, well, I can just go invest in all the companies on Monday. No, 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 or on Monday, on July 12 or whatever it is. Say, no, 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 you can't do that. Only 5% of the companies experience a spike like this. But don't worry, I've developed a proprietary system to help me catch those spikes. Here we are, proprietary system. And again, reinforcing this whole section is about only. Reinforcing you need me. And this system couldn't be easier. Simply watch these 3 lights turn green. Beep, beep, beep. Place one simple trade. Then you'll have the chance to walk away with a fortune a few days later after the spike in price occurs. Consider what happened with the world's largest mining company, Freeport-McMoRan. So all the options promos I've ever seen in the world have a Freeport-McMoRan trade example. And I think it's the same example. Like it must have had like the most perfect option spike in history because it's in every promo. Okay. I never heard of that company before I started getting into financial promos. So what we're looking at here is this is like your claim. So there's your actual mechanism. Okay. And then we tease a little bit about it, like how to use it. And this is also kind of a claim. Then you'll have the chance to walk away with a fortune a few days later if the spike in price occurs. Consider what happened with the world's largest mining company. And then again, this is a demonstration. Why don't I call this claim proof? Again, because I think this is because this is the original lead that we're kind of getting into. And all the stuff that we've read above, all this stuff about beating other hedge fund guys, that's a lead. I'm pretty sure this is the copy from the original. We're getting close to it. Yeah, there's Freeport-McMoRan. For example, shares of mining company were just moving sideways for most of the year, but once the retirement window opened, everything changed. Okay, what do they say here? Shares of this mining company were trading sideways for most of the year. In fact, workers at the largest mine had just extended a strike for the 4th month in a row. They had lost their workforce for a third of the year, and the stock was looking like a certified sell. But once the secret trading window opened in July, everything changed. My strategy gave the buy signal and shares exploded. Yeah. Using my strategy, you could have pocketed gains of 1,800% in just 2 days. Imagine placing a small bet of 500 and walking away with 9,500 2 days later. So we got a visual. Okay, so you've got the proof, and then you've got reframe, and then a visual reframe. Okay. And this is a reframe dollars. Go from percent to dollars. And you'll see in the next few moments, astronomical returns like this are very real during this trading window, aside from the dates being 100% predictable. This trading window can also slash your exposure to market risks. Got a little bit of a dual mechanism. So they're predictable, and then he goes here, slash your exposure to market risks. That's safe. You see these gains happen so fast. It's fast. You'll never risk your hard-earned money in long-term market plays. You're in and out in a matter of days, sometimes in just one day. Consider what happened to shares. Okay, so what we have here is a setup. We're about to prove it. Consider what happened to shares of robotics firm iRobot. Not much happened before July. In fact, the stock was facing a lot of downward pressure thanks to increased competition against their popular robotic vacuum cleaner. And analysts were bearish across the board. But once the secret trading window opened and my strategy gave this the go sign, it was just a matter of time. Shares exploded just as expected. And using this strategy, could have made a bunch of money. Reframe that into dollars. Reframe that into a visual. Okay. Just a day later. Okay. There's a couple little things here too we want to look at. This sets up an only. No one else could have known. Because his strategy gave the buy signal, everything else was going against it. This signals only. Downward pressure. But once the secret window opened and the strategy gave the go sign, so we got the mechanisms, told you what's what, bam. I can't think of any other strategy that can make you more than $6,000 in just one day. Because you know exactly when this window opens. It's like you're being handed all these profitable dates on a silver platter. Anything with a silver platter is easy. In fact, just a week later, you could have entered, here we go, Cutera Inc. Okay, so let's come back up. Freeport McMoran. iRobot. All right. Now looking at Cutera's chart, you'll notice something similar. Before the retirement window period, shares of Cutera went nowhere. But once the window opened, shares skyrocketed, giving readers the chance to earn 6,400% return. So before he gives you the thing, he sets it as the only way to have known. All right, this is the only way you could have gotten these returns. We got here proof number 3, a reframe into dollars. Reframe into visual. Now, looking at the 25-cent trader, there was something very similar to this setup where they would do the big claim of how easy it was and how anybody could do it, but she was the only one who knew. they'd set it up, and then their visual reframe, whatever they had as their second reframe, it was like social proof. They'd show like a picture of a user testimonial style thing, and then they would do that as a reframe almost. That's 65 times your original investment in a matter of days. So all this is also a reframe. So notice this is just a different expression of the same sort of sentiments. More than 6 grand in just one day, right? So maybe the next thing he says is how predictable and easy it is. Let's see if that follows that pattern. Now, of course, these are exceptional examples, but even a small fraction of these gains could change your life. Lots of legal here. When I write legal, that means be aware of it. Like, when you're swiping, don't put lines like this in your copy unless you absolutely must. Now do you see how you could accumulate a retirement fortune by the time July is over? I don't know. Here we go. I don't know of any other strategy. Okay. So it says we're live again because I lost the connection. Screen share. Okay, I lost the connection. Our internet went out or something like that for a minute. Looks like it's back up though. Okay, hi. Okay, cool, whatever. I'm gonna resume now. I don't know of any other strategy. Let me actually go up. I'm not sure how much time we lost. Now do you see how you could accumulate a retirement fortune by the time July is over, okay? I don't know of any other strategy that gives you the chance to make this much money in so little time. So it's the only. If you've missed out on these opportunities, don't worry. These predictable profit explosions are set to happen just days from now on July 12th. The problem is, hardly anyone realizes this wave of wealth is heading towards them. So this is what most folks don't know. Okay. Here's something. I gotta take a quick restroom break, but I'll come right back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on bathroom break, BRB, for anyone who comes in. Okay, and we're back. This one might go on for a minute. Okay. Hardly anyone realizes this wave of wealth is heading towards them. Okay, so how do I have this written up? It's generally, now this is the next beat of the sales letter. And depending on what book you read, for instance, in Evaldo's book, he says, "What's holding me back" is what he calls it. And it should be the reverse of what the mechanism offers. So let's do, how about this? Also known as the key insight. That's kind of how I've been describing this section, the key insight. Now, I think the key insight in my beats don't usually appear before we get to out of the lead into Act 2, whenever I typically do it. Act 2, body copy, right? I think Guru Cred section, key insight. Let's read what he does here. Hardly anyone realizes this wave of wealth is heading towards them. As Business Insider says, this opportunity has the potential to be more lucrative than ever, yet investors still haven't caught on. That's because until recently, there was no real way for regular people to take advantage of this opportunity the way I'd like to show you. But in the next few minutes, I'll reveal how you can take a small investment of $1,000 and cash out with a potential $338,000. It won't take decades, it won't take years, we're talking about days. You can make yourself a quick and easy fortune. In fact, these spikes are so predictable, and my strategy is so refined that I was able to pick out 23 winning trades in a row last year, with 0 losing trades. That's 100% predictability verified by a third-party auditor. It's all safe and predictable. This is how I beat the results of the very best hedge fund managers in the world. Okay, let's go over here, click. I'm actually going to view this on YouTube, make sure we are up and running. Yeah, no, we are. Great. Cool. This is how I beat the results of the very best hedge fund managers in the world. and I'm ready to do it again this July. And if you let me, I like to share everything with you. But the secret trading window, there it is. Okay, so there's your bribe, right? This is all your big bribe. This whole thing. Let's do this. But the secret trading window is about to open on July 12th, and there are literally hundreds of these individual opportunities approaching. So you'll have to act fast. This trading window only happens within a specific period that lasts 42 calendar days. It's only during this window that you'll have a chance. Check this out. Only the mechanism can give you the big promise. All right. You could literally achieve the retirement of your dreams in just 42 days. Here we are. Like I said, my name is Alan Nuckman. I started my trading career in 1991 when I joined the Chicago Board of Trade. So here we know exactly what's happening here. Guru Cred section. Actually, instead of writing it I'll write it in red because this is a beat. So what's cool about what we've got so far on our beats is some of this stuff I've seen can be reversed, like mechanism and catalyst. And then Guru Cred came after the key insight, which is nobody understands why you failed, why you don't know. Right? So it could be why you don't know, why you haven't heard, why you're failing, why you failed. These two are reversed. Might be able to do this with 5 beats per section. We've got multiple mechanisms working in this too. We've got the window, we've got the system, and we've got a mention of an SEC thing. So mostly the window is mostly a catalyst, I would say, because you need some way to find the needle in the haystack, right? Intro catalyst. So let's look at this. Ground in reality, intro catalyst. Let's also call the catalyst the haystack. And the mechanism finds the needle. The system. So it's thanks to this catalyst you can get rich. Now how do you find it? Right? So make me care. Lay the foundation. And the body copy split into 2 parts. So part 1. How is this possible? Catalyst, which would be the window. All right. And then we're going to have part 2. How does it work / find the needle? And here we're going to see layman explanation. You're going to see technical explanation. I know those two. So maybe we'll only have 5 beats per section, which, hey, makes writing the copy even easier. But we have these discretionary 6 and 7s, maybe, potentially. All right, so I think I'm gonna stop it there. We've been going at it for about an hour and 20 minutes. There's gonna be a lot of stuff for my boy to cut, a lot of dead pauses and stuff, but I think we got something good going on here. Creating the beats of the sales letter. I'm excited. History in the making. Nobody's on to take questions, so there's just that. We'll pick up at the credibility section. Okay, I'm gonna do a sign off here. Okay, we're about an hour and 20 minutes into it. I think this is a great time to pause, and we'll pick up again, and I'll splice these together. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Copy Squad.